17 players, 4 coaches, 1 common goal. Welcome to the first installment of Inside IU Softball with Michelle Gardner. I'm Dave Leno exclusively for IUHoosiers.com. Throughout the season, Coach and I will dissect the intricacies of the game, from scouting reports to player interviews to in-depth analysis. You'll get a behind-the-scenes look never before revealed. Now it's only fitting to kick off the series with the maestro herself, Coach Michelle Gardner. Thanks for joining us.
You are very welcome, Dave.
Coach, with a new season brings new optimism, and I know a lot of the girls are very anxious to get out there on the diamond. So tell me, what's everybody feeling?
I think we're absolutely ready to go. I think everyone's getting a little anxious. It seems as though we've been inside a long time. So, wanting to see some real dirt and different opponents is usually what happens at this part of the season. And we're just fine-tuning now. I mean, we've done a lot of hard work. They've put in a lot of time, and, we're just getting ready, anxious to play.
Versus the 2010 season, it seems this year that you have a lot of depth, in particular the outfield, and that's going to play to your advantage, isn't it?
I believe so. I think for the, first part of the season, obviously you're still trying to settle up a lineup and, feel comfortable that you have the best 9 that you have out there. But the depth is a great point, because I feel as though, if someone goes down, we can replace them and not miss a beat, which I haven't really necessarily felt in the past. It's all a matter of our recruits coming in. Now we've had a couple bigger classes of the recruits that we're bringing in as a program, and I just feel like we're headed in the right direction.
And the transition seems flawless, in particular with your newcomers, both freshmen and transfers. It seems like they're really adopting this family atmosphere.
Absolutely. I think we haven't really missed a beat as far as a unit. They have worked extremely hard together. We have a common goal, and everyone's working very hard to attain that. And I think now it's just a matter of getting out on the field and seeing really where we are with our goals and the team itself.
How much strides have you guys made? Because you played some fall ball out there at the IU softball field, had a little break, then practices resumed. So did you see certain things carry over, in particular with the intangibles?
Yeah, I really felt like this fall, when we first went out onto the field, that this was going to be a special group. They came prepared every day. They worked very hard. In our fall schedule, I saw some things that I hadn't seen in the past, which we were able to score some runs. I mean, we were really competitive. And in the past, in the fall, I didn't necessarily feel that. And, really when we started back up in the spring, they had worked hard in the off season. So we get to the spring, and it was nothing more than the fall moved into the spring, only now we're indoors and not out on the dirt.
Everybody's really excited to see a newcomer transfer from Fresno State, Morgan Mello, but like you preach to all the girls, it's not a one-woman wonder sport. You expect all 17, including Morgan, to contribute. So how do you alleviate the pressure off of her arm and get everybody to play, get everybody to gel together?
Well, I think can be a tough feat all by itself. I think Morgan coming in here is, obviously for her it's a transition, because she's been in a program for 3 years and she has 1 year here, so I think she's feeling a little bit of pressure as to, I have to do everything at once. But I think the rest of the team understands the level that Morgan's at and respects it, and I think Morgan respects them as athletes. I think every day Morgan is a little more impressed with our team and what they're going to put behind her. But as you said, this isn't a one-woman show, and she understands that she needs them behind her and needs them to score runs. And, when you're talking about a pitcher of her caliber, absolutely it kind of gives you a different look on the surface, but the underlying truth will be told as this goes on. And I expect big things from all of them, not just from Morgan. And that's, kind of the bottom line. I think we've got a good core group of people in our system that have kind of been through the storm and have weathered it and have learned a lot in the last 2 years. I think that is really going to come through towards the middle part of the season as to really the character of this team. And I think that's, a big factor. And then you throw Morgan into that mix, and Morgan has a lot of character as well. So, hopefully the combination's great, and so far I have felt nothing but, good vibes from everybody where she's concerned, because the bottom line is they all want to win, and Morgan wants to win. And I think adding that in and them knowing what she's done in the past is kind of just lit a fire under them to be better.
And I think that understanding is definitely evident in the other players because, hey, you tell them when you're in the off season, wherever you may be, you have a lot of players from the West Coast, go to some hitting clinics, work on your game, and when you come back, not only do you make yourself better, but as a whole, you make a more cohesive unit with the team.
Right. Well, and I can tell you this off season, when these kids showed up back on campus, they were in great shape and ready to go. I guarantee you not one of them did not work out over break. And we give them packets, and you can preach to them all you want about working out and how being in better shape, you're healthy, those types of things, but unless they really buy in and take care of themselves and their business, it really doesn't matter. And I think this group in particular has done that, and we're healthier right now than we have been in years at this point, and they're just ready to go. They're strong, they're in shape, and then once the season starts, it becomes so grueling. I need them to stay in shape and continue to work out and do those types of things. But they're committed. They're very committed to what we're trying to do here.
We'll talk about the Hoosiers' first preseason tournament in just a bit, but first, here's Nate Wiekers with some of the newcomers.
All right, thanks, Dave. We're here with a couple of the newcomers that transferred into Indiana over the offseason, Morgan Mello and Lindsey Callanan. First, Morgan, talk about how the transition's been so far for you.
It's been great. I mean, at Fresno State, it was 2 planes away from home, and right now, I'm only an hour and 30 minutes, and I can go home every other weekend, and my teammates are great, my coaches, we all get along, and we play hard, and so I think it's going to be a great year, and I really like IU. So.
Lindsey, how about you coming in from Northern Iowa? Just talk about how things have gone for you.
Going along with what Morgan said, the team was so welcoming. All the teammates get along great. My coaches are awesome. We have a blast at practice, outside of practice. The transition so far has been a piece of cake for me. I love it here. So.
Morgan, back to you. Talk about what your kind of expectations are going into this first weekend out in Arizona.
Definitely playing hard and getting that win. We're looking for that big W against a high-ranked team, and it'll give us a lot of motivation down the road. So.
Lindsey, same thing for you. What are a couple of your expectations for this first weekend?
Looking for some big upsets, actually. Arizona doesn't know what's coming because IU is ready to play this season, and we're definitely looking for a Big Ten win this year and everything. So we're pumped. We're ready to go. We just want to play. So.
All right, Lindsey, Morgan, thank you both for your time, and Dave, we'll throw it back to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks very much, Nate. To kick off the 2011 season, the Hoosiers will debut down in Tempe, Arizona for the Kajikawa Classic. And for that tournament, you're going to need a lot of your leaders out there.
Absolutely. I think going into that tournament, we have a lot of young people on our team, but I do have some seniors and some upperclassmen that are truly leaders and have been in this program for a long time. Sarah Olson is someone that, I need to be a consistent leader both on and off the field, but, obviously she's a threat at the plate. She can pitch. Cassie Gogrief kind of runs the field. Being a catcher, she's someone who I definitely need to stay in control of the things that are going on. And then we have our own Arizona, Kelsey Stander, who, obviously getting to go home and play is a big deal for her, and, playing Arizona, that I'm sure has a lot of friends on the other side, but she needs to be an absolute leader with this team, and that is my core group of leaders that I will look to, especially when maybe some things aren't going well.
And you start off against Arizona, runner-up in the nation, lost to UCLA. That's going to present some challenges, but you want to go in there and win and compete. It's not just about experimenting.
Absolutely. I feel like we can compete with a lot of teams in the country, and from this weekend, I'm hoping that, we come home with some wins. And my thing is it's our first game's out. Arizona's first game, our first game, everybody's going to be jazzed up and ready to go, and, it's keeping composure and being able to play the game and realize that although, yes, they're preseason 1-1 poll and they were runners-up last year, it's still a new season, and they're still going out into the field just the same way as we are.
Well, it doesn't get any easier after Arizona because you face some more stealthy competition, in particular your former team that you coached at Nevada, also number 12 in one of the polls, California, Cal Poly, then Texas Tech did receive some votes. So it's going to be a learning experience too.
Well, I think every game for the first 30 games is going to be a learning experience or a learning curve in some sense. But to me, it's a matter, I want to go out this weekend and, play consistent softball for the whole weekend. I don't want to be dwelling on what the record is when we come home. Hopefully we have more wins than we do losses, but to me it's still about putting everything together and hopefully seeing some things gel. I mean, this group needs to learn how to win first because, our history has not been a lot of wins, but I think we get 1 or 2 wins under our belt and their confidence is just going to rise. And that's what I need to happen from this weekend. You can be as confident as you want when you're indoor on the turf, but you get out against somebody else, different pitchers, different atmosphere, and what are we going to do as a group?
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Nice job.
You're welcome. Thanks, Dave.
As a broadcast reminder, the preseason tournament games will be broadcast on IUHoosiers.com through All Access, and for more information, visit IUHoosiers.com. On behalf of Coach Gardner, the newcomers, and our videographer and editor, Nate Weekers, I'm Dave Leno. Best wishes, everyone.